The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Q101, it's Brian and Kenzie, and as we've said, we were all over the place this weekend. Kenzie was out in Sandwich. I was out in Shorewood and Palatine, giving out the picnic tickets. Remember, every day around 7:10, we'll give away more and a chance to meet Incubus. So all that comes up every day this week with Picnic Sunday, Q101.com with all the information on that. But I had kind of a scary weekend. So Saturday morning, I woke up, and I couldn't swallow. I tried to swallow. It felt like a razor blade was in my throat. You ever have that feeling where you're
A sore throat? Yeah, Brian.
No,
I bet a lot of people have had the feeling.
No, not.
You ever felt this way?
I'm not going to put a disclaimer of this pill might make you not want to have sex for 17 months. If you take this pill, get rid of your sore throat. It was a really bad one. It was like really bad. You had that kind of sore throat?
A bad sore throat?
Like one where you think you're going to die. I can't drink water. I can't eat food. How am I going to survive?
Like a puffy one.
Yeah, really bad. Like a razor blade.
Men and colds are the worst experience
Why
for
are you
women.
diminishing my hurt?
Because you're like, have you ever had that where your throat hurts?
But I mean really, really bad. Like really bad.
You're not talking to Harper.
So I had that Saturday morning, and I thought, like, oh my gosh, because being around Harper, my 8-month-old baby, they come back from daycare just like germ factories. He gets sick, and I thought I was out with people yesterday up in Shorewood, and I got to go to Palatine today, and I could have COVID or something. So Megan just said, you got to go to urgent care. You got to get checked out, see what's up there, what's going on there. Just do it. Just get up. Just go do it. So I did it. Went to urgent care, gave me the test. And I said, give me a COVID test, give me a strep throat test, give me everything. I can't swallow. And they did. And they said, you know what? Everything's clear. You don't have any of that stuff. What you do have is swollen tonsils. They're like swollen. I had my tonsils out when I was 1 year old. Like I don't remember it, but I mean, I know I had them out. I was told I had them out. Said they were gone. And if they're all swollen, they're inflamed. That's causing the problem. It'll go down in a few days. Just drink more water and try to talk less or whatever. It's hard for me to do that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I don't have tonsils. They were taken out. They go, like, in extremely rare cases. And they brought another nurse in to take a look at my tonsils because it was like an educational clinic there or whatever. And they go, yeah, this guy's tonsils grew back. That's incredibly rare. You'll never see that again as long as you're a nurse. And so I was in there. And I go, well, why do I have this? I don't know. But they grew back.
Maybe you just have like a really flappy skin in your throat.
Like
your throat's aging. Just dropping. It looks like tonsils.
I have a dad bod in my throat?
Yeah. So just drooping.
That's gross.
And somebody thinks it's a tonsil.
No, they actually are. They showed me a little picture of them. Like one's bigger than the other. These little nubs. They're like spark plugs. A tonsil looks like in your throat when you go like, you look in there. So they grew back. Apparently they grow back. It almost never happens to anybody, but mine grew back. Mm-hmm. I don't want that. What am I going to do? Get tonsillectomy? Again, like you have to go have surgery to get rid of that. You get rid of me for a couple weeks.
Did you ask the nurses while you were there? They
just said it'll go down. They said that it'll go down and you'll be okay. They didn't say you have to get them out.
I feel like this would have been a good question when you were at the hospital talking to the nurses.
Well, I was thinking forward. They just wanted to get me out of there. I was doing too much small talk as it was. They just wanted me out of there. But I don't know anybody else had that happen to. I don't know anybody else has.
Your tonsils grew back.
I always, used to joke I have Wolverine blood. That's how I stay in my energy level, from X-Men. And maybe I do because he regenerated things. Wolverine. Maybe I am Wolverine. I don't know. I have tonsils.
Your X-Men power is that your tonsils grow back? What a lame. You remember when they're all in the room and like one throws fire and one throws discs and one controls air?
Yeah.
You just cut your tonsils off and grow them back in front of everybody.
And then I show them in their face. They're like, to distract them while someone else kills the person. I like that.
It makes you weaker because you just get a sore throat. What happens? This is the worst power ever.
That's my mutant power. My tonsils grew back. Again, I don't know. I don't know. People are helping out here more than Kenzie. Gargle some salt water. Helps with the pain and swelling, Brian. Thank you.
I think you'll be fine.
I don't think
Even the nurses were like, can you leave?
That's just because I talk too much and they realize what happened.
No, it was because there's people with serious problems.
It felt serious at the time. I do this for a living. I couldn't swallow Saturday morning.
All I got is this email that Brian took a COVID test. And I'm like, yes, and it was negative. And I'm like, oh, we're going into work tomorrow. Because I was like,
all Kenzie cares about is a day off.
I was like, well, we have to quarantine.
Yeah. she wants 48-hour notice that I have COVID so she can take Monday off and just plan a girl's day.
Because I'm not coming in. I would have went to see Barbie if you would have had COVID.
Of course not. You could have went and saw it. It would have been great.
Your stupid tonsils. And look at me. Here I am.
I'm curious if anybody else has something weird about their body. Something that...
I don't like that question.
Well, like, for example, does your body do something or something happen with you that's just no one else has?
Do you have a really lame superpower?
Yeah, 312-591-8300. Can someone beat regenerating tonsils? See, I want to see if someone can beat that.
Every several decades, your tonsils regenerate is the worst power ever.
Well, it's the same tonsils. They don't go away and come back. They just came back after many, many decades of being taken out. I was hoping they got snipped. They were gone. What if I try to get a vasectomy like you want me to get?
And it grows back.
It grows back through the tubes. What about that?
Megan's 75 and knocked up. Damn it.
Damn vasectomy won't take. What's something weird with your body? I want to hear about it. Something unique like me, where I have Wolverine regenerating tonsils. 312-591-8300. Do you got anything?
I don't think so.
Think about it during the song, and I will get back to you.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and I explained how over the weekend I had to go to urgent care because my throat hurt. It was really, really bad. No one's ever had a sore throat like this before, ever. And I went to urgent care to get a COVID test and a strep test. Nope, you're all good there. Your tonsils just grew back. Well, after I explained to them, I had my tonsils out at 1 year old. And they grew back. It never happens. They all came in and take a look at my mouth. I'm going look at there. There's those tonsils in there. So I am Wolverine. I regenerate my tonsils, at least that part.
You probably never even got them removed. Did you clarify with your mom you were one?
I'll ask, because I could easily see them just saying we got them out. Yeah, you're taken care of. You're good. And they just didn't do it.
Maybe you'd be remembering wrong. When's the last time you asked about your tonsils with your mom?
I haven't talked about it in a while. I just know, probably when I was a kid, probably that. But yeah, have I had my tonsils out like everybody else, Mom? Yes, you got them out when you were 1. You were really sick. It was very sad. We all cried.
1 seems young to have your tonsils removed. Is that common?
Apparently, it was very young. I had a bad case. I was premature. I was a mess when I was a kid. I almost didn't make it.
You're supposed to be a girl.
Supposed to be a girl named Lisa. You should appreciate me. I almost wouldn't have been here. A lot of problems. You should appreciate me more.
Yeah. I'm happy you're here.
Well, the other listeners on the text line saying Brian should cut a finger off to see if it grows back.
Oh, my God, do it.
So many. There's 50 of those. Cut a finger off, Brian. Maybe
do something real.
Maybe you are Wolverine. You know what? If we get 1,000 likes on a picture of me with my tonsils, I'll put up at Facebook. I'll cut a finger off.
That's pretty doable.
We'll see. Matt's checking in.
I'll collab with it because then I can get 1,000.
No, we don't need collabs on this. We don't need going viral. Matt's checking in from Geneva. We're asking does your body do weird things too? Maybe you're a mutant like me. Matt's checking in from Geneva. Ahoy, Matt.
Ahoy, how are you this morning?
Good, man. So is your something weird with you?
Yes, sir. So, true story. I have 2 holes in my man parts, and I found it out when I was 20, and I was in the Army. So we got back from deployment. We're all going to get checked. There's a line of 20 guys. Lady calls me in. Nice, 55-year-old grandma type lady sitting in a chair. So I drop my pants to my ankles and pull my shirt up to my chin, and she just shakes her head. I'm probably the 30th guy to do that to her. She grabs my stuff. She's just looking, and she looks all confused, and nothing was wrong. So I was like, what? She goes, you have 2 holes in your stuff. And I was like, yeah. She looked up at me, and I was like, is that not normal? And she just shook her head. And I was like, how many am I supposed to have? And she said 1. And I was like, well, I thought 1 was for one and 1 was for the other. And she started dying laughing over my junk the whole time.
Wait, okay. How? You were 20? Did you not see a doctor before?
No, so directly after this, who do I call? I called my mom, and I was like, Mom, did you think of telling me that I have 2 holes in my junk before I'm 20? The whole time growing up in school, I was, you learn about the urethra. I'm like, when do we learn about the other tube?
What? Where'd you go to school?
Yeah. All over California, Colorado, Missouri.
Okay. That explains it.
Well, you must have missed when you're moving, the lesson in between. If I skipped.
You missed that one? Well, wait a minute.
Don't you notice it coming out of 2 parts when you see it
No. So one of them is normal and works, and they're within 2 millimeters of each other, and one of them is just fake.
One's fake.
It's a fake hole.
It's a psych out.
Yeah, it's just
you can store stuff in it.
Nah, it's appropriate size.
Okay. Wow. Thank you for describing that the way you did. Very clean. We appreciate that. But that's weird. But it doesn't work. So it doesn't work, and nothing ever happens there.
Yep. No, I'm just a weirdo.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, thanks for welcome to the weird. I got tonsils that grew back.
We have another superhero amongst us.
That's right, a urethra superhero. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for checking in. Appreciate you. 312-591-8300. That's a little weird, right, Kenzie?
I mean, yeah, I think he just admitted that during that story.
But isn't it kind of weirder that he didn't know?
But that's what I was saying. I don't understand how it took to 20.
Yeah. Some people not getting proper health care or talks with the parents about how bodies work.
Even like in the locker room, was anyone like, you have 2?
Yeah. Well, you don't want to be. It's not Northwestern. We're not looking at everything that carefully there in the locker room.
Well, maybe it was. We don't know where he went to school.
That's true.
Attention to detail.
Sophia's checking in from Round Lake. Sophia, ahoy.
Hello.
So what's weird about your body?
So growing up, I've always had ingrown toenails, and I thought that was just like everybody had ingrown toenails and your toes always hurt all the time.
Yeah.
And so like a year or two ago, I finally found out that you can get them like surgically fixed. So I did that, and I was fine for like a year, and now they came back.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never had an ingrown toenail. Have you, Kenzie, had an ingrown toenail?
I keep hearing of that, and I don't even 100% know what it means. Like, aren't they all grown? Like,
Yeah. Well, it like your toenails grow, I don't know, I guess outwards, but it also like grows into your toe on the side.
On the side.
Ew.
Yeah.
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 The shoes you wear, I would think you've had them by now.
Why? Certain shoes cause ingrown toenails?
Well, your shoes, you have the heels so high, you're like jamming your toes forward. I would think that would cause a problem.
I don't know. I think it stopped a lot of growth in my life, the shoes I wear. I have very small feet because of what I've done.
So are you going to go back and sue the people that did it and said it would work for life? Or did they say it might work or it might not, getting rid of your ingrown toenail surgery?
Well, when I got the surgery, he said that my toes are the way they're shaped or something, that they're prone to getting ingrown toenails, and that the surgery normally helps, but in some rare cases, they'll come back.
Don't you
And I
love
guess
being the rare case? Isn't that just
Yeah.
so fun?
Yeah, like me with my tonsils.
Oh, Brett, it's not about you.
It's really rare, though, with my tonsils. That's what started this
I
conversation.
don't even think you ever had them out.
I think I had them out.
At 1?
Yeah.
I don't think it happened.
It was the most. It was.
Call your mom right now.
I will text my mom and get the answer.
She can't see yet. Call her.
My mom's got a little eye problems going on right
She
now.
got this surgery. Call her.
I'll call her and ask her in the break here. And when we come back, we'll find out if I really have my tonsils out
I bet you did it.
or I'm really Wolverine and they
Everyone thought
regenerate.
you were a medical anomaly and you just never had them out.
Just, i.e. a superhero mutant. Okay, we'll find out, and we'll get that done here at 8:20. I'll come back. I'll wake my mom up and get the answer.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
All right, so I called my mom during the break, and I've talked about it 20 minutes ago. Talked about how I went to the urgent care, had a sore throat. They said my tonsils grew back. It never happens. It barely happens to anybody. And Kenzie doesn't believe that I have my tonsils out at 1 year old. My mom just probably did it to get me to shut up and not stop asking about my tonsils at some point in my life. The truth is, my mommy just said I got my tonsils out at 1.
Yeah, you called her in quotes when I went to the bathroom. I didn't even get to hear her say it.
I don't want you on the phone with me with my mom.
Why? I want to ask her the real question.
Because I think it'll get too aggressive if you jump on the phone with my mom.
You think I'm going to be aggressive with your mom?
I didn't tell you to go to the bathroom, but I called her when you were in the bathroom.
I bet you did. Let me see your call log.
I'll show you. It's charging right now. I have low
wanna see your
battery.
call log.
I got low battery.
I want to see
called
your
her.
reasons.
My mommy said I got my tonsils out at 1.
God.
So I got them out and they grew back. And that's it. That's the story.
You're such a liar. How does it feel to lie so much?
It's kind of nice.
Is that why you have a big nose?
Don't body shame my nose.
Because you lie.
My Lebanese nose. Don't body shame me. Oh, listen to this, though. So 847 checked in. My grandson's tonsils grew back 9 times.
Oh, you have to step your game up. You have to chop those out again soon.
That's my mutant friend, like an X-Men. That's my mutant friend. They're your grandson.
At what point, at like 7, you were like, no, I still want him out. Like, just leave him. When do you give up?
Well, because they can make you sick having tonsils in your mouth. They easily get infected.
But I feel like at that point, he's designed to have tonsils. His body's not going to allow other things.
He's an elite tonsil expert.
Yeah, let's put some antibiotics up in this thing,
That's terrible. That's terrible. Also, we talked about weird things about your body. Heather checked in. I've had 30 teeth removed because I had 2 sets of adult teeth. 2 full sets of adult teeth. So I had to pull them all out to move them in and let the other ones in.
What do they do with the other ones? Do you think they donate them to like people's teeth fall out or something?
Why not? I mean, somebody needs teeth, right?
Someone needs teeth.
I mean, those ads I see where people, they show people that fix their mouth, that they use old teeth.
I don't think they use old teeth. I don't think that's what it is.
We're going to move this one over to Facebook. What's weird about your body there? This made me feel better this morning. I appreciate everybody who's checked in, despite Kenzie thinking I lied about getting my tonsils out.
Well, you did.
My mom did or someone. No, I got them out. And they grew back.
You're acting like you were born, and then the first thing they did at the hospital is they got your tonsils.
Pretty much. They said, listen, this guy's already got problems. It's already bad. But we'll move on from that because we have to get to the story that Kenzie, we send each other texts every day about what we want to talk about on the show. And this text just said that kids in Elgin tried to burn down the oldest tree in Elgin. You said you want
yeah, next to my house.
Next to your house, the
Yes.
oldest tree in Elgin.
Bastards.
We'll talk about that and alert you to a problem going on up there. Right after Stained, it's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and on Friday's show, near the end, we were talking about, right around this time actually, it came up in a conversation about Munger Road up near Elgin. I believe it's in Bartlett, though, specifically, the haunted road on the train tracks.
Yeah, it's in Bartlett. It's
Now,
near Elgin, but yeah.
You went to the podcast on that one to hear that long conversation and very detailed information from crew members about
A lot
that.
of people's experiences.
And Kenzie lives up in that way, but you've never done anything with that road. Is that correct? I remember it?
We've driven past it, but I haven't done the
thing.
the spooky where you stop on it and you do all that action.
Yeah. Do not stop on railroad checks, by the way, but
Disclosure, yeah, full disclosure. We're not saying it's a good idea. We're just saying people be doing it.
we're just saying what'll be happening. But more happening up there. This is kind of like the Daily Herald now. More Northwest Burbs stuff going on in your neighborhood that somebody tried to burn down the oldest tree in Elgin, some 14-year-old kids.
Oh my God, this pissed me off so much. I'm just tired of crappy people. Oh, kids, they're 14. They're old enough. It's not like you're 2 and you didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah.
So, essentially, our entire neighborhood was built, like the neighborhood was modeled around the oldest tree in Elgin. It's in between like this little pond. It's got a bridge to it because they didn't want, and it's huge. It literally looks like the giving tree from the book. It's like beautiful, huge tree, so cute, right near the school. And a few 14-year-olds, even from our neighborhood, took like fireworks and firecrackers and put them kind of inside the tree. And this massive tree started on fire. Like they lit it on fire intentionally. Not they were lighting fireworks, then the leaves caught fire. Not accidentally. Intentionally tried to start this massive tree on fire. People were running over with buckets. Fire department came.
Whoa. It was so like it started on fire, this tree.
Yeah.
In a situation. They tried to blow it up. Murder the tree, if you will.
I mean, it's huge.
And then they ran or something, and then somebody saw and actually people ran with buckets over there?
People are trying to put out, it's huge.
Elgin's oldest tree.
Yeah, Elgin's oldest tree.
Does it have a name?
Department came. I don't think so. I think we
Marty?
named it.
Marty or something?
Would have to be much older than that. Think about how old that tree is. It's
Jehoshaphat?
a really old name.
How do they know it's so old? Because the rule is you cut a tree and count the rings. That's how old it is.
Wait, but there's a lot with like size and like all that. So I mean, I don't know. There's treeologists and stuff. So bark doctors.
If there's a treeologist available, we need an expert. 312-591-8300. Love to hear how you know how old a tree is without cutting it down.
I think their diameter plays into that because the rings, when you cut it down, you can know exactly, but also the diameter, greater rings.
Yeah, so the fire department came too?
Oh, yeah. It's a huge deal. And cops. Because it's like there's 14-year-olds with fireworks past legal curfew, lighting things on fire. It was not a good turn of events.
Was it night or day?
It was night.
Okay.
Yeah. So it just.
Wow.
Yeah. And like the parents, because people were like going off, and they're like, we know that this was really wrong of our kids, but we could only do so much when the other kids were involved. I'm like, well, they were 14, so maybe you could help them not get fireworks, be out late, start a tree on fire. Like, I know, listen, my brother was a little badass. I get it. But there's a couple things that happen. There's like, I don't know.
Well, sometimes you're wrong and you need punishment.
Yeah, like there's a few questions that maybe could have been asked. We didn't know about the fireworks or how they got them. Or
And also, I love how they threw the other parents under the bus right away. It's not my kid. It's the other kid.
that doesn't live in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, they don't know the tree exists, so I think your kids had something to do with it.
Yeah, it's Motorbike Mike came over the burnout, and he a bad influence on these kids and told them to burn down the tree.
Just imagine, though. Just imagine, like, kind of more old school punishment. If you tried to burn down the neighborhood tree, I wouldn't be alive. Like, they would have burned me with it, my parents. There's not a chance in hell.
So they know everybody that did it. The 14-year-olds, they know which ones were.
Yeah, all of them were taught to. And they did nothing with the kids. No fines, no anything. I got arrested when I stole a lip gloss for $1, and I tried to pay for it. I'm like, seriously? What is going on nowadays?
You tried to pay back after you stole it, you mean?
Well, I felt so guilty. I got like peer pressured. It was a drugstore. And like I had this friend who she was a little klepto-y. And I felt so guilty that I bought a very expensive item.
Yeah.
And then took the lip gloss. She got caught because she was just like shopping out here in her bag. And then I still tried to pay for it. I was like, can I just give you $1 since I spent $25? And they were like, no. And huge trouble. I was probably like 12 or something, but I still had a conscience. I just can't even imagine. How do you not get charged with anything?
So nothing's going on. I'd like to know, the Elgin
community service?
Yeah, the Elgin Police Department, maybe the firemen that showed up.
Clean up the firewood you just created? I don't know, something.
Well, not so much right now that we were in a drought for so long. I think if Elgin could all have gone up. We might not have Elgin anymore. You might have to move.
I'm serious, though. This tree is so huge. If that whole thing would have lit on fire, it's right near the school, too. And a huge field and like these wooden bridge. Very bad things would have happened to the school, people's homes. Like it was definitely very, very bad. So we're lucky it got put out, but it was really bad.
Well, that's a community blog from Brian and Kenzie here on Q101. The 14-year-old kids tried to burn a tree down, the oldest tree in Elgin. Damn kids. Yeah, gotta be some punishment, man. Can't blame the other kids.
Right.
Your kid did it.
And like you can't just be. This isn't a chill thing. Like kids do things that are wrong, and you go to your room. I don't know, they clearly stole or illegally bought fireworks, went out and tried to light the neighborhood on fire.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's a biggie. As a
I
parent.
don't think the 14-year-olds drove to Indiana to get the fireworks to come back over. You can't.
Well, then they would have also stolen a car. So I don't, and maybe they did, because they seem like.
Maybe anybody else know any more information about this story, or feel free to call Crime Stoppers. Brian and Kenzie. Here on Q101 at 312-591-8300.
Arrest the 14-year-olds.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Well, follow up with Elgin 5-0 that the 14-year-old kids that tried to burn down the oldest tree in Elgin, they are not in custody. So keep an eye out for them. Contact local authorities. They are armed with bottle rockets and dangerous. If you come across
you're making it a joke, but they committed arson and it was burned down the neighborhood.
Yeah, they did.
So I hope somebody starts your porch on fire. I'm like, if you see 14-year-olds with firecrackers, it's not going to be funny. You jerk.
That was fun.
That tree has feelings. It has. Do you have any animals live in that tree?
I believe it. I like trees. I'm pro-tree.
People are starting to piss me off. They just don't care about anybody. All the birds in that tree, they're their home. I'm going to punch those kids in their face.
You have punch them with a bird? How about throwing a bird in their face?
No, it's like they like firecrackers so much. Eat one.
Yeah.
You suck.
Well, we'll keep up to date on this story as it goes along. Something for you coming up at 9 a.m. Queens of the Stone Age dropped a new album, In Time's New Roman. And how about this? A trip to go see them at the Aftershock Festival in California. You'll get that, plus an autographed drumhead. But the bands that are there at this Aftershock Festival are ridiculous if you like the heavier side of music, like Guns N' Roses, Tool, Avenged Sevenfold, Korn, Godsmack, Pantera. Incubus is playing Picnic this week, Limp Bizkit, 311, Turnstile, all over the place. Your chance to get there is at 9 a.m., about 19 minutes away right here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Well, every morning, Gil Curtis comes in with your headlines from Brian and Kenzie's news department.
This is not headline news. Today is National Tequila Day. Tequila is completely clear, unlike you're thinking after you've downed 4 shots of it. Today is National Drive-Thru Day. All over the nation, fast food restaurants are celebrating by getting your order wrong. Guess how old Monica Lewinsky turns today? She's 50. If you guessed 49, you would have been close, but no cigar. Trader Joe's is recalling 2 cookie products because they may contain rocks. It could have been worse. They could have contained raisins. And Taylor Swift's concerts generated $140 million in revenue for Colorado. Just $40 million? How adorable, responded Weed. This is not headline news.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.